his biggest threat, and then it gets stronger with every passing day. I guess it's getting stronger with every passing minute, because in the last 10 minutes, it appears to have gotten even stronger. Now, this is a news story in the New York Times. I'm just reading it in real time with you. But I think to break it down, basically, the background here is the prosecutor's fear, the public's fear that Donald Trump monetizes everything. I mean, he monetized January 6th of all things. He monetizes his impeachment and the like. So I think the prosecutor's concern here has been, when he took these highly sensitive, classified and other documents, was he trying to monetize those as well? Now, the prosecutor, Jack Smith, doesn't need this for the Mar-a-Lago case. Stealing classified or sensitive information is enough. It violates the Espionage Act, and obstructing justice is enough, what we were talking about before, about hiding the documents. But what this says is perhaps there's even more. There's a whole nother set of potential criminal charges. Of course, this is just early reporting. But basically, what this reporting is saying is that since 2017, that the prosecutors are looking at Trump's conduct while in office, while president, and after he left office. So they're not just looking at like the Stormy Daniels kind of time period, which is before Trump took office, or the inflation of real estate assets, which was before Trump took office. They're looking now at presidential and post-presidential conduct. It looks linked to the Mar-a-Lago investigation, but it may be that they'll also uncover things unrelated to that entirely.
Yeah, and Neil, to emphasize something that you just said, which is important for people to understand, even though the investigation being done by Jack Smith right now may be focused upon or looking at the classified documents case, if you uncover evidence of a crime, or if you uncover fruits from a crime that's been committed, you're still allowed to investigate this as a federal prosecutor. You're not just limited to what you think is kind of your mission statement when you look into this. And to be clear, it looks like this subpoena has been directed to the Trump organization. So it's actually not even directed to Trump himself. It's directed to the company proper, and it's looking at his business dealings, or the company's business dealings, in 7 different countries, including China, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. And we also know that Jack Smith has already issued a subpoena concerning Trump Organization and Live Golf with its dealings with Saudi Arabia. And so we shouldn't be surprised, right, Neil, that we're seeing kind of this rollout of information, including something like a subpoena that goes as far back as 2017 for things that may not be directly focused on the classified documents. Or maybe they are. Maybe it's directly related to documents that were found during the course of that execution of a search warrant.
Right, you got it exactly right, Katie. You stated the law perfectly. So basically, they're seeking these documents. They may be related to Mar-a-Lago, and even if that is the initial reason for the search, if Jack Smith and his prosecutorial team uncover evidence of another crime, then that is totally fair game for prosecutors. That's how they operate every day of every week against other criminal defendants. And that's because our criminal justice system is really does have a strong set of safeguards for criminal defendants. You've got to be indicted by a grand jury. You've got to be convicted unanimously by a jury. You have rights of legal representation and all sorts of things like that. So prosecutors are given a wide berth in the investigative phase.
Neil Katyal, I want to thank you for joining us for this breaking news. I know it was kind of Johnny on the spot for you, but as always, you did such a great job. I appreciate you. And meantime, President Biden, top House Republican Kevin McCarthy